Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Paul Pogba is here to stay. And he could be a success at Manchester United. Now, Paul Pogba looked certain to leave, but he is now inspiring our title challenge. Now, don't forget, after the 2-1 win against Fulham, it said Paul Pogba is considering making a U-turn at the club. That means staying. And he could end up signing a new long-term contract at Man United. Now, I think his future is on hold until the end of the season. But I've got to give Paul Pogba a lot of credit. You know, his performances recently have been very, very good. He's done well since he come back from the ankle injury that he had earlier on in the season. Don't forget he was out for the vast majority of last season with an ankle injury and had a minor problem not so long ago. Solskjaer said earlier on this season that Pogba can be convinced to stay at the club if the club win trophies. Like I mentioned yesterday, if Man United win the league this season, Paul Pogba's going to find it very, very tough to leave. Now, Paul Pogba's agent, Mino Raiola, told 2 Sport last month that his client's career at Man United is over. He said he's unhappy and he has to leave and he's got no intentions of signing a new contract. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was furious with Mino Raiola's announcement because it was just before the game against RB Leipzig in the Champions League. Don't forget earlier on this season, we triggered that 1-year extension on Pogba's contract, so he's under contract with the club until June 2022. He's our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid £89 million for him. This is his 5th season at the club since he rejoined. He's made over 100 appearances in all competitions. So far, he's won 3 trophies at the club. That was the Europa League, the League Cup and the Community Shield. And we had him when he was a lot younger under the Sir Alex Ferguson era, but we had to let him go due to limited appearances. He has had a long-running transfer saga. You know, he's been linked to a move to PSG in recent weeks. It said the other week that Mino Raiola was talking with PSG. And it said a few weeks ago that Mauricio Pochettino identified Paul Pogba as his top target. He's been relentlessly linked with a return to Juventus. Paul Pogba did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus and swap deals have been high on the agenda. Because it said that Juventus had offered us Aaron Ramsey as part of a swap deal for Pogba. We rejected it. They offered us Douglas Costa as part of a swap deal for Pogba. We rejected it. And Pogba's been relentlessly linked to a move to Real Madrid. Said the other week we had revealed our asking price. We want around £75 million for Paul Pogba. You know, you had Fabrizio Romano saying the other week that Paul Pogba will leave Man United, providing that an agreement is reached. And then you had Duncan Castles coming out saying that Paul Pogba's trying to get a summer move away from the club with his recent performances. And yeah, Paul Pogba recently contradicted Mino Raiola, you know, for the second time. Recently in the league, we've been putting Paul Pogba in more of an advanced role. I think he's very effective there, to be quite honest with you. Don't forget, prior to the game against Liverpool in the league, you know, Paul Pogba gave an interview, was it to Sky? And he made an admission saying that we're not on Liverpool's level as yet, but he said that Man United can win the Premier League title. And he was talking about his frustrations of when he was on the bench. So yeah, just wanted to talk with you a bit more about Paul Pogba. So there's probably United fans now that hope that we do keep him potentially past this summer. But I think, there's a lot of players that we are going to keep at the football club. And some players are the foreseeable future for Man United. Not every player, though. Marcus Rashford, I've got to say, he's the foreseeable future for Man United. Marcus Rashford has really, really improved under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. You can play him out wide and you can also play him up top. I think we need to keep Marcus Rashford out wide because that's where he's more effective. Marcus Rashford scored against Liverpool in the Cup recently, and he also got an assist, and he was causing problems a lot down that left-hand side. Rashford's been part of the club for several years. He's been a United player since the age of 7, and he's been in our senior squad since 2016, and since then he has become an integral part of our team. He did recently sustain a knee injury, but the good news is that Marcus Rashford has been training, and he is available for tonight's game against Sheffield United. We're going to keep Anthony Martial. I don't know if we're going to keep him for several years from now, but he's going to stay for at least this season, maybe the next couple of seasons. Martial has been out of form, though, for the vast majority of this season. He's had his chances, but he just hasn't been clinical enough in front of goal. A lot of United fans have been saying that Martial needs to be dropped. Now, earlier on this season, Anthony Martial had a 3-match suspension in the Premier League because he got sent off in our 6-1 defeat to Tottenham. Solskjaer, don't forget, give Martial that number 9 shirt. Martial can play up top, he can also play out wide. A lot last season he was playing centrally. Martial was good though last season, and he was good in his debut season under the Louis van Gaal era. Martial's been at the club now over 5 years. And Edinson Cavani, we're also going to keep him. I think he's going to see out his contract at Man United. Possibly, we could extend his contract reflecting on his good performances. He's made an impact since he's come in as Edinson Cavani. Cavani recently played in the Liverpool game in the Cup, and he was quiet for the vast majority of that game, but credit to Cavani, he won the free kick. A lot of people are saying it wasn't a free kick, and he also had that header that hit the post. Not so long ago, Edinson Cavani was serving a 3-match ban because of the racist comment that he'd put on social media back in December, and Solskjaer confirmed he had apologised for that. Solskjaer was talking about Cavani earlier on this season, saying that he's definitely a starter for Man United. And he said we're already looking to extend his contract, and Solskjaer revealed the first thing that Cavani asked him when he came into the club, and that's whether he could wear the number 7 shirt. We got Edinson Cavani on a free transfer last summer. He signed a 1-year contract on Man United with an option of a 2nd year. I think Mason Greenwood is the foreseeable future for Man United. We'll keep him. Do you reckon at some point, though, we could put him out on loan to, get him a bit more experience? Greenwood did very, very well recently against Liverpool in the Cup. Obviously got his name on the score sheet, and he also got an assist and had an early half chance. I haven't really had much of a perception, though, on Mason Greenwood this season, because he has been in the team. Earlier on this season, he had personal issues. Also was out with injury at one point, and he was out with illness at one point. But Solskjaer's been defending him a lot this season, and he's been talking about him recently. Mason Greenwood obviously got given that number 11 shirt at the start of this season. We'll obviously keep Mamad Diallo Traore. Solskjaer did say in the press conference building up to the game against Sheffield United that he's promised Man United fans that Mamad Diallo Traore will be part of the first team squad very, very soon. And he said not so long ago that Amad Diallo Traore will be part of the first team squad in the next few weeks. Just want to confirm that he's not part of the squad for the game tonight against Sheffield United. But Solskjaer actually backs Amad Diallo Traore and thinks he can solve that right wing position. We got him in a deal worth £37 million with add-ons included. We paid like £19 million up front, but Amad Diallo Traore to Man United was official earlier on this month, but actually the deal was all agreed back in October last year. And I do like the way that Solskjaer has promoted the youth. You know, when he came in, he said everybody would get their chances to express themselves, including the young players. And, you know, the young players have been given their chances. And he's brought more young players into the club, to his credit. Bruno Fernandes, will also keep him. I think he's the foreseeable future for Man United. Bruno Fernandes is our best player. And he's certainly the best signing we have made since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. In most of Bruno Fernandes' games, he's been very, very consistent. There's only been the odd couple of games where he's looked off the pace. And Bruno Fernandes has recently come out and said that he doesn't need a rest. You know, in that aspect, he's saying the exact same thing as what Solskjaer said prior to the Fulham game. Because Solskjaer said prior to the Fulham game that Bruno Fernandes doesn't need a rest, and he defended Bruno Fernandes. Now, Fernandes has been at the club almost a year. He won Player of the Month for December, but he's won that now quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. And he predominantly plays as a number 10. I think we'll keep Donny van de Beek for now. Obviously, there has been rumours of him going out on loan, but ESPN recently said that we rejected several loan offers for Donny van de Beek. We're blocking him from leaving on loan in this January transfer window. Prior to the game against Liverpool in the Cup, Solskjaer made an admission saying that Donny van de Beek is unhappy at Man United with his lack of playing time. But you know, Solskjaer has promised Donny van de Beek more game time at Manchester United. Solskjaer spoke about him a few weeks ago and he insists that he's got a bright future at Man United, and he tips him to emulate Fred and Lindelof by succeeding at the club. I expected Van de Beek to play a hell of a lot more than he has done. You know, you've got Van de Beek that can play in like 3 different roles. You can put him as a box-to-box midfielder. That was his predominant position at Ajax, and a lot of United fans are saying he should be put there here. He can play as a number 10, and he started in that number 10 against Liverpool in the Cup, and you can also put him out wide. We got him in a deal worth £40 million, paid £35 million up front, and there was £5 million in add-ons, and Van de Beek's got a contract with the football club until 2025. And don't forget, Ronald de Boer urged Donny van de Beek to leave to boost his chances for the Euros. We'll also keep Fred, because I think, you know, Fred has really, really improved under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. He showed good attacking intent, his passing's been good, he's broke up the play well at times. I think the thing that Fred needs to work on is his reading of the game. Fred's been at the club now a few years. We got him in a deal worth £52 million from Shakhtar Donetsk a few years ago. We'll also keep McTominay. You know, McTominay can be a good player when he wants to be. McTominay's been part of the club for several years. Certainly McTominay's best game in a Man United shirt was a 6-2 win against Leeds, because he scored twice in that game and he got an assist, and he did well in the FA Cup third round against Watford. Scored in that one. Like I said, I think we'll keep Luke Shaw, because Luke Shaw's really, really improved under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era. He's getting forward well, he's getting in good positions, he's putting some good crosses into the box, he's setting up chances. Defensively, he's doing well. And I'm surprised that Luke Shaw still remains our first choice left back, because obviously Alex Telles come in last summer, but yet he still remains our first choice left back. Alex Telles hasn't played as much as I expected, but don't forget at one point Alex Telles had COVID. But I think in some of the games Telles has been involved in, he has done very, very well. His crossing and that's been good and he's got in good positions. We got Telles in a deal worth 15.4 million and we'll certainly keep Alex Telles. Harry Maguire. We'll also keep Harry Maguire, yeah, because I think, he's really, really improved. But still wasn't worth the £80 million that we got him for from Leicester. He's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment, and he is our current captain. Merritt Bay, I think we're going to keep him. I don't know if he's the foreseeable future, probably not, but we're going to keep him for at least this season or the next couple of seasons, because Bay's played very, very well since he started playing again. My only element of concern about Bay is injury prone, just like Luke Shaw. And Wan-Bissaka, we're obviously going to keep him. I think Wan-Bissaka's improved. Defensively he's superb, but we've obviously got concerns about his lack of attacking intent and his distribution. This is Wan-Bissaka's second season at Man United, and David De Gea, we're also going to keep him for at least this season. He's going to remain our number one for at least this season. De Gea, he's getting back to his best now. A few years ago, he was regarded as the best goalkeeper in the world, but De Gea's been a long servant because this is his 10th season at Man United and he has made over 500 appearances in all competitions. And we'll keep Dean Henderson. He's the foreseeable future for Man United. We shouldn't loan Dean Henderson out again because he's now got that experience behind him. And at some point, Dean Henderson will become our number one. I think Dean Henderson has done well in the games he has played in, this season. Like I said, we are going to sell players this year because he's still deadwood in the squad. Like I've just updated you on my recent video, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer says fringe players could leave before this transfer window closes. Jesse Lingard, he's been relentlessly linked to a move away from the club. ESPN recently said that we will allow Jesse Lingard to leave on loan. Solskjaer did actually say, though, earlier on this month that he wanted Jesse Lingard to stay this month. But, Lingard lost his place in the team a while ago. Wasn't even part of the squad for the game against Liverpool. Yeah, but he has been part of the club for several years, and don't forget, we did trigger that 1-year extension on his contract. Lingard has not played in the Premier League since July last year. This season he's only played twice in the Carabao Cup and he played in the FA Cup game against Watford in the third round. Now, as far as I'm aware, West Ham are leading the race. It said that West Ham are set to sign him on loan until the end of the season. But West Brom have made an inquiry, that's stemming from Sky Sports, and Sheffield and Newcastle have been interested in him. He will stay in the Premier League, I think, will Lingard. Odion Ighalo, he's already said his goodbyes to Man United, so he's now left. His loan was due to expire on the 31st of January, which is the end of this month. Solskjaer said it's very, very likely that Facundo Pellistri will go out on loan. I heard that Club Brugge and Alaves are in for him. Don't forget, not so long ago, he had COVID. Solskjaer, as you all know, confirmed earlier on in this window that Sergio Romero and Marcos Rojo are free to leave the club in this window because, they won't be extending their contracts. I want Phil Jones to leave Man United because he's also been very, very inconsistent. Like I said, there's rumours of Brandon Williams going out on loan. I think it'd be the right decision to put Brandon Williams out on loan, because, he gained more experience, and plus Brandon Williams seldom now plays for Man United because, he is our third choice left back, and it's Southampton, West Ham and Newcastle that want Brandon Williams, and there's obviously been narratives of Daniel James leaving the club because he's lost his place in the team. Possibly next summer Juan Mata could leave the club. I think Juan Mata's current contract expires in June, and Solskjaer did recently admit that there's uncertainty over Juan Mata's future. But he said that Juan Mata was closing in on the Man United exit, reflecting on Solskjaer's recent admission. Could Nemanja Matic leave Man United in the summer? Solskjaer has said that he's not expecting any signings before this transfer window closes. He said earlier on in this window, though, didn't he, that January signings are unlikely. But, there has been a lot of players on our agenda. But, yeah, we've been focusing more on the outgoings in this window rather than the incomings. So, we'll obviously look to make signings in the summer. We're looking to make around, 4 signings this year to complete our squad overhaul. But as you all know, Ed Woodward has already promised Solskjaer, that he'll back him. And Solskjaer's mentioned that, he's received good backing recently and he said that plays a part in our good vein of form. And this January transfer window is his 5th transfer window as Man United manager. And I think Solskjaer has made good signings. Like I've already gone through with you, he spent over £200 million at the club. But obviously he hasn't got all the players that I wanted to recommend in. So reflect on that. The blame stems from the board. The board has been one of the biggest problems at the club for several years. Reflecting how poor our recruitment policy's been, and we've also overpaid for players, and you can say the board haven't backed any of the managers enough that we've had since Ferguson left. But Woodward did say towards the end of last year that we will back Solskjaer with a long-term plan centred around summer transfer windows. I think Man United do deserve a lot of credit for sticking with Solskjaer, because he could have easily have been sacked as Man United manager because we've endured bad periods under him. But like I said, our board have got a soft stance on Solskjaer with him being a club legend. A lot of United fans are now ollie-in, reflecting on the progress he's made in the last year or so, and we have been very, very good recently, but Solskjaer has received a lot of criticism as Man United manager, especially early on this season, reflecting how inconsistent he was, but obviously our perceptions have changed on him. And I think reflects on the progress he's made, he's on course to earn himself a new contract. He had Solskjaer said in the press conference building up to this game against Sheffield that there has been no discussions yet over him getting a new contract. Solskjaer has 18 months left on his current deal. Solskjaer signed a 3-year deal back in March 2019 when he did get the job permanently. We are into the FA Cup 5th round. We do play West Ham. That's going to be a tough game because West Ham have done good in the league this season. I think they're sitting now 4th. We're now 2nd in the league because City won yesterday. But if we beat Sheffield United tonight, we will be back top. Solskjaer got us to the EFL Cup semi-final earlier on in the season. Obviously lost that to Man City 2-0. Solskjaer did well last season in his first full season at the club. Solskjaer knows how important it is to get his first trophy on the board as Man United manager. And these three trophies we can pursue this season. We can win the Premier League, we can win the FA Cup, and we can win the Europa League. We haven't won a trophy for just over 4 years. If we won the Premier League, that would be a remarkable achievement. It really, really would be a remarkable achievement. And then I can assure Solskjaer's a long-term manager for Man United. If we won the Premier League, it'd be our first Premier League title in 8 years and our 21st title overall. But you wouldn't have thought we'd have been in this position, of how poor we was earlier on this season. Don't forget, Mauricio Pochettino was the favourite to replace Solskjaer, and Pochettino was the favourite to take over after Mourinho had got sacked. Solskjaer's been Man United manager for over 2 years now, and he's learnt quite a lot. He's gained some managerial experience. Obviously, hasn't got that proven pedigree as a manager because, obviously, before he was with us, he was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles at Molde, but they're not a big club. And before he was at Molde, he was at Cardiff, and his record at Cardiff was absolutely disastrous. But like I've said time and time again, it takes some managers time to settle in, doesn't it? Ferguson didn't settle in straight away because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at the club. And good job we didn't sack him after within that first 4 years because we wouldn't have had any success hardly. Ferguson brought the success to the club. He endured 27 years at Man United and won a total of 38 major honours. And like I've said, no one's going to replicate his legacy and no one's going to last as long as he did. But, Solskjaer is, bringing the old Man United back. He is bringing the old Man United back. We've come from behind in a lot of games this season, and we did do that under the Sir Alex Ferguson era. But this is Solskjaer's second full season at Man United. We appointed him in December 2018, and he's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. And don't forget, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is inheriting Deadwood, and he was inheriting a lot of Deadwood, when he got appointed in as Man United manager. The vast majority of this team is Jose Mourinho's. So I will be giving my match reaction for the Man U Sheffield game. It'll be either tonight, or if it's not tonight, it will be tomorrow morning. And also tomorrow, your preview for the Arsenal game will be coming up. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.